Okay. Sorry, I need to turn my volume up. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. This is the last Sunday of 2021. Is that not insane? I think it's so crazy to me. Um, so tonight we're going to talk like vision board, and I'm actually calling my decision board. And I've seen this on another training. I don't know if it was one of Court's girls or if it was one of Lindsay's girls. I think it was one of Lindsay's, but I really like that. I mean, I love just vision board in general, but decision board really like, I don't know, it stood out to me. So that's what I'm calling mine this year because I'm not taking no for an answer on anything that I want this year. It's just not happening. I'm not taking my foot off the gas. We're just running full force and everything on my board. It's going to be this or something better, period. So with that said, like I said, we're gonna everything I put down, and I want to share something tonight too about more than like the vision board that I keep, but what all I've crossed off because I know I shared it in the chat the other day. But like I said, I'm gonna share my tips, and I think Brittany's gonna share something, and then I think she's gonna open it up for Q&A too. So y'all know I will talk fast, so let me know if I go too fast. I love that I say money board. Okay, first things first, last Sunday of the year, you should have already got your planner. If you're slacking, it's fine, go get it tomorrow, but you need your planner, whether it's digital, whether it is paper planner, whatever you plan on using. And I'm gonna run through this really quick. So I do use like a paper planner. I got one from Hobby Lobby this year. I'm not sharing about that, but I wanted us, there was a bunch of people asking and I shared it in the chat before. So I wanted to show you this. Like I said, my theme for tonight and this whole year is keep it simple. Do not overcomplicate it. That is why I did not send, part of the reason why, I did not send y'all like, ooh, go buy all this for your vision board, find 50 million magazines. I don't want y'all to do that. I don't want you all to go all out on this and then not implement the action. Don't spend 2 weeks making a pretty vision board and then not cross anything off of it. That's not what we're doing this year, okay? We're gonna implement and keep it simple. So I wanna show you all really quick what I've been doing, and y'all know about my desires list, right? First and foremost, I know I've shared it in the chat. So I have a desires list, and I shared it the other day. You can probably go look in the pictures in the Waymaker chat, but I have a desires list, and all that means is anything that I want, because I had to step into a unapologetic about what I want. I don't care if it's like $5 million or $5. If I want it, I write it down. So it was, it can come down to AirPods. I know I had like a new living room set on there, a new dining room set, like you name it, I write it down. If I can think I want new paint in my office, I'm writing it down. Literally anything, a new toothbrush, an electric toothbrush, I don't care. Like if I want something, I write it down so that maybe we have these moments of, let me treat myself. I don't know, when you hit 40K or something, maybe you're going to treat yourself. Okay, go through your list and realize like what you wanted, what you wrote down. We're constantly worried about like our kids' Christmas list. You want to get all that marked off. Do yourself the same way, big or small. So I keep a desires list, and I know I shared it in the chat, but I had marked off so much stuff. And like I said, it was big, small, like getting my nails done, getting my eyebrows done, my hair done, like whatever. Write it down. I have big stuff on there too. A new, car, a new Escalade, a new house, a new whatever, big, small, it's on my list and I mark them off all the time. So I also implemented that into my notes this year. I'm telling y'all, I keep it super simple. I have a desires list in my freaking iPhone notes. Simple. I mean, right now it has new flat iron. I actually marked that off today, but it has like bath bombs, new coffee table, like little stuff, big stuff. It's all on there just because I'm allowed to want. That's why I work, right? That's why I work so hard, of course, to provide for my children, of course, to put food on the table and pay my bills, but it's for me too. That's why I do this. That is literally the original reason why I joined this business, to have a community, to have something for myself. And see, Kendra, that is I'm guessing like a limiting belief. There's a reason that you don't want to treat yourself. And it probably comes down to money or guilt or something, but you need to find those underlying issues. And that's why I'm telling you all this. If you all can't sit down and name, I don't know, 50 things, like, yeah, for real, 50 things that you want, you're not dreaming. You don't feel like you're deserving enough to get whatever you want. But why? There's underlying reasons for these things, and that's what you need to work through. And then the next thing I was going to share really quick, and then we'll keep moving. I have a to-do list, an ongoing to-do list, and it's not like something that would overwhelm me and just constantly put me in a bad mood. I like to mark things off my to-do list, and it's literally like things I need to buy from the store, like paper plates and cups. Your girl don't like reloading the dishwasher every day. I don't care. Vacuum Aries room. Like it's got an ongoing to-do list. And then this is how I do my weeks every week. I haven't finished this week, so it's a little different because there's no school and stuff. But for real, I break it down. Can y'all see that? I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like I literally bold the weekdays, and under each day I put what needs to be there. So on Tuesdays it says payday, and it says like bills, whatever bills are due. It has any training. So every Tuesday night, team Zoom, which there won't be Tuesday Zooms next month, but we're changing things up, obviously. So all of that is not added in, but anything like when it's our weekend with the kids, it says it on that Friday. Anything that I have to do, I keep it in my note so that when things change or things get added in, I can literally go in here and write it down. So that is my version of a digital planner to me. I do it weekly. So every Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, what depends on how my week's going, I sit down and I do my whole week and know exactly what I have going on that week, when my trainings are, when my lives are, when my whatever are. And then that's how I also do like off lives with my team. So I know, okay, well, Tuesday, I don't have anything. So let's schedule something. And my team will know, like I'll put it in the chat. So that is how I keep organized. I really, really urge you all to keep it simple. You do not have to go all out for everything. If you're spending more time planning, like I said, same thing with this vision board. If you're spending more time planning these things than implementing your work or your, whatever it takes to get to the goals that you want, that's the problem. You can go out and buy 50 notebooks every 2 months and try to rewrite your potentials list. But guess what? Rewriting their name over and over again and their address is not going to get them to order from you. That is not an IPA. That is not producing income for you. So same thing with this vision board. Keep it so simple. Like mine's super simple. I have to show you. It's on my wall. I don't know why I hung it up. Super simple. I'm still I'm going to write stuff down and add it up there. Mine has the credit score that I want on it. It has debt free. It has a house on it. It has a beach trip on it. It has Disney. It has a truck and a Escalade on there. Gucci slides, like super, super simple. It has 80K and 200K at the top. Super simple. I know what I'm working towards. So then the little things I break down is what's on my desires list. Now you can go all out and put whatever you want on your vision board, but you have to keep it, and like you have to be able to look at it and know what you're working for. Like if it's so much on there that you have to read like little bitty like small print, you don't even know what you want and what you're going for, that's what's going to hold you back. You're doing the most. So my theme, I'm telling you, my theme for 2022 is to stop doing the most. It's to keep it simple and just get to work. Get clear vision. Exactly. Let me see what else I said. So sorry, I was telling Brittany what I was covering today. Let me double check real quick. Let's see. But I wanted to talk about that. I really, really want you all to keep it simple. Stop trying to sit down with 50,000 magazines. That was the thing. Like if you're sitting down and looking, maybe you went to Tisa's page and you're like, okay, what does she have? Let me see her house. Let me see her car. Let me see whatever. That's comparison mode. And you do the same thing when you sit down with magazines. You know what you want. When you're driving and you see a car that you like that car. You don't need to get a magazine with all the cars in the world in it. And then here you go. Like, because I'm the same way. If I see somebody else with the Tesla, I'm like, maybe I want a Tesla. No, I don't want a Tesla. Let's be real. I'm not driving out west to charge it up. That's not even aligned with me. So stop comparing yourself. And like I said, it can even be while you're out driving, you see somebody driving a Tesla. You're comparing yourself to them. You know deep down what you want. Tesla is my dream car. See, I love Teslas. They're gorgeous, but that's not what I want. And it's not even like, I don't know, realistic for me. I have a million kids. Maybe they have big ones. I don't even know. But you have to realize that you already know what you want. You may not sit and dream about a Gucci bag. Maybe you just want a Michael Kors. Dude, I had this purse on my vision board for so long. My mom bought it for me for Christmas, manifested that. Like, keep it simple to where you know that these little things are getting marked off. Maybe you love Yetis. So talk about those. I guarantee a friend or somebody is going to send you a Yeti. Like, there's so many ways to put out there what you want and attract it back. That's what the goal is here. You put out there in the universe, or you tell God, or you pray, whatever you do. I don't want to be, a certain way on here, but I pray about what I want. I put it out there, and then I have to work for it. I want a Kia Soul. Exactly. See, she didn't have to go big and go home. She didn't hear me say I want to escalate and think, yeah, I do too. No, she knows what she wants. So stop doubting yourself and what you want. Maybe you don't want a huge freaking house. I don't want a mansion, because what am I going to do with that? All my kids would still pile up in my room. What do I need a mansion for? Figure out what you truly want and sit and think about that and write that down. So putting it out there, knowing what you want is the first step. Getting clear on what you want is the first thing that you can do, so that you know what you're working towards every day. So you know why you're showing up. Maybe you don't do this business to make $1 million. You do it to help other moms come home. So that's the goal for you. How many moms do you want to help this year? Write that down. How many people on your team do you want to go 40K and above and quit their jobs? Write that down. Stop overcomplicating it. Your vision board does not have to look like everybody else's, and it does not have to be inspiring. It don't. It just has to be what you want. And we sit here and try to think of all these things that's going to, like Brittany, maybe Brittany writes down that she wants to be $1 million in sales team. I know she's beat that, but still. So then Tisa's looking at it, she's like, oh, me too. But then she don't really, like, that's not where she's at right now. Don't write that down. Figure out where you are. And of course, push yourself. I'm putting 200K has been on my board. And I haven't even hit 80K yet. I mean, it's coming. But don't jump the gun and put all these things down that confuse your brain. Which comes first? When I look, it says 80K and 200K. I'm not thinking about $1 million a month yet. I have to hit those goals first and then mark them off. And I'm sitting here looking, actually, I have hosted my first team retreat up here, and I haven't marked that up yet. But that's happening next month. That is happening at the end of January. That is something that I get to mark off. And I didn't even think about that, but I didn't put up there that I wanted to host a retreat every single month or every quarter, because that's not where I'm at yet. But that gets to be marked off. Let me check my notes real quick. Y'all know I'm all over the place constantly. Let's see. Desires list, vision board. Yeah, I think that was the gist of what I just really wanted to encourage you all. Like, I didn't want you all to come here with like 15 cork boards, 50 magazines, all the gel pens. Like, I want you to just finish it tonight, because I always hear that too. Like, oh, I'm not ready. I got to get some more stuff from Target. Bruh, sit down with your notebook and draw out a vision board. It does not have to be complicated, I promise you. As long as you can look at it, like, it has nothing to do with anybody else. Now, we may say send them in the chat or something like that, but you do not have to compare yourself. You do not have to one up anybody. I want you to just sit down and figure out what you want, because you already know it. You just have to think about it. What car do you truly want? Is it a new 2022 Honda? Okay, go get that. It don't have to be an Escalade. It don't have to be whatever. What do you want? Because if you're lying to yourself, you're not going to hit it. If deep down you know you don't want this type of car, you're not going to get it. So I want you all to think about that. I don't know if I had anything else to say. I just really wanted to run through that. I know I always run through these super, super quick. Brittany, you have something to share though, right?
Not exactly, but I wanted to, just because I'm almost to home and we're driving back, but I want you guys to just I'm going to piggyback off of you for a second. So can everyone hear me just before I keep going? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So here's the thing, you guys. This is where, like Chris is explaining, and I think this is where you all have to realize comparison is not where we look to the left or the right and we want what someone else has. That is called envious, jealousy, things of those nature. Okay, so roots of those things can spiral into comparison and creep up, where simplicity, like Chris is explaining, is where we already know without a shadow of a doubt the areas that we came here for, that we have grown into wanting more. And that also, every level brings new growth and awareness in what we want. And so let's say you down the road, like Krista was explaining, she has her long-term goals on that decision board. She has her 80K and her 200K. She's not concerned about, well, okay, let me rephrase that. It's not that she's not concerned about when that happens. She's embodying knowing that it will happen. Do you get what I'm saying? She's trusting the process. She's leaning into her growth. She's pivoting to get to where the areas that we need to. Just like I saw tons of cars in there. You know what I mean? Lots of you guys want cars. That's the second rank in the company. So it's literally, it's not just deciding what we want, it's putting an action plan with the want as well. So you have to realize our job is not focused on that. Is to decide what do you want. Okay, now what else would you want? Now what else would you want? Because the thing about it is we write down all these things that we want, but sometimes we got to be like, okay, so what else could I have if I had no limits on myself? What else could I have if I had no limits on myself? And those things you could put like a practical list and a scary desire list if you need to. Like, even if you need to get like very clear on these things. Like, for example, I was looking at my vision board before I left for Disneyland, because I have two. I have my 2019 or my 2020 vision board still up in my closet. And then I have my 2021 vision board in my office. And I was looking at my 2020 vision board, and the only thing that we didn't do on there was travel to 10 places. And we probably did if I like really like think about it, like different areas, but it was because of COVID. But every single other thing that I had put down, even if it was kind of crazy, had happened except for IVF. But the IVF part, it's not because we don't have the funds. We made that an option. It's the timing in mine and my husband's heart as far as that goes when we're ready for that. But everything else, that desire that's in your heart, that decision that you get clear on, those are meant for you. And I need us to get into the dreaming again, the hoping again, the faith again, the vision again. It's normal. And I'm going to just kind of take some questions. If you guys have questions, you can totally start putting them in the chat. It can be anything and everything. But I want us to understand business ownership is understanding, especially around the holidays, there's going to be dips and things, whether it be emotionally, whether it be business wise, like sales, whatever. It's a part of being a business owner. And we have to flip the script and realize temporary circumstances, situations don't ever halt us from our dreams. It's a part of the process. I've lost rank, I've lost sales, I've lost team members, I've grown, all the things. Okay. So whatever season you're in, or whatever this holiday season looks like, all it is a launching pad. All it is next level us. And how you decide to pivot and step into that next level is doing exactly what Krista is saying. That next level growth of clarity around your vision, around your faith. And faith is not just like your spirituality. It's faith is in the unseen, the hope of unknown, the hope of what we don't see happening, but we have faith as small as a mustard seed that allows us to be able to know it's happening regardless. So when people are like, oh, like for example, when we were in the chat just a second ago, I was saying, I'm going to be doing $1 million a month in sales as a team. It's nowhere realistic right now. Okay. We're a 200K team. It's not realistic, but I know without a shadow of a doubt, because of my faith, not because of confidence, not because I'm good at what I do, not because I don't know that, okay? It's not about like these like things. It's about I have faith because anything that I've ever been presented with, I've overcome and I've managed to move from that. So whatever circumstances, draw your confidence from everything that you've overcame. Draw your confidence that you have already done the hard things and that now it's time to pivot and put an action plan to those decisions that you're making, those clarities and that vision that you're setting. Those things, like especially if they're vehicles, that's the second rank. And it's not hard to obtain. It's just that you're choosing to look at it, that it's hard. And this is where like Krista was kind of, and this is where what I put in the chat, Krista has stepped into her alignment and power place, she had to go through a season where like she didn't have dreams. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot, Krista, but you know I love you and I'm just going to go off of this. So Krista had lost her spark. And that spark that she had is what makes her as a leader. And I know the things that we have to go through. It's one of those things as a leader that we all want people to get it as much as we want, right? We all want them to pick themselves up. We all want them to step into their power places, like all the things, right? Krista had to grow through that stuff to be able to match her vision to her clarity and alignment. And because of that, she stepped into her power places. And so you have to look at any season you're in and realize we're starting fresh 2022. Okay. I personally don't do New Year's resolutions because I feel like it's a bunch of crap. Because at the end of the day, it's a discipline factor that comes in no matter what we do in life. The discipline is the only thing that is ever going to matter. And you have to decide to be disciplined. And that's a lifestyle change. But what I want you guys to understand, it's a fresh slate. Okay. New Year's are a fresh slate. When we can do anything with that year, we can transform that whole entire year. And how we enter it is not how we're going to end it. And so I'm going to go to the chat. I'm just going to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Okay. With it being the beginning of the month, or beginning of the year, do you plan out month to month, or do you do as much as you can for planning goes? I love this question. So for me, there's two types of way that I plan, and this might be something that you might need to also like pay attention to how you're planning. But what I do is I plan business stuff. So as a leader, if you're a 12K and above leader on here, and you're in my downline, you know that me and my 40K leaders, we plan out from January to March. So we do by quarter. Okay. So we set a theme for the month of what we're going to be training on. And then we set out weekly training topics to merge off of that one theme. Okay. So if you're a 12K and above leader, or maybe you're starting to host little trainings for your downlines or one-on-ones, and you need topics to go off of for one-on-ones, for example, set a theme to it. So I always have my one-on-ones. I have them come with 3 questions prepared so that we can go over that, like, and touch on that. When it comes to planning out my month, I go in like Krista does. So I go in and I set week by week. I don't do my whole month unless I have already in my schedule the month that I'm doing for the month. So for example, like Disneyland was in my month schedule. This was in my month schedule. Leadership like trainings were in my month schedule because I knew what I needed to do for the month part of it, but I don't overcomplicate the rest. I just go week by week from there on out. And I just put the biggest things down for the month part and then fill it out by week. For me, and you've heard me talk about this so many times, I don't have a rhyme or rhythm when it comes to keeping organized. I am probably, not that I'm the least organized person, but I'm a hot mess organized person. So like I am still organized, but one week I could be like having a paper planner and a digital planner. The next week I could have a digital planner. The next week I could probably just have a paper planner. Like I don't beat myself up if it's not perfect. Okay. I just make sure that it's done. And if it's both at the same time, or if it's one or the other, then cool. That's what worked for me for the week. And you got to realize like, it's not about having it all like organized all the time. It's about doing the organization daily. That's the key. And so there's seasons where I've wrote down IPAs and what IPAs I need to do. There's seasons that I have just wrote down that I need to follow up and the main task that I need to do for the day. But I'm just going to give you guys a little tip on what my day-to-day planning looks like. So when I'm on vacation, no matter what, I'm doing my core IPAs and I am doing my like my 3 steps in my stories and showing what I'm doing on vacation, whatever that may be. Okay. My routine is very different when I'm on vacation. I'm kind of like out of a routine and just enjoying life, but I'm still disciplined within the core things that it takes to build a business and also takes for me to have peace, because I get peaceful from organization, from my brain having like ADHD. I have anxiety, I have ADHD. So there's things that I know that I need to do to set the tone for managing that. Because I'm not defined by my anxiety, I'm not defined by my ADHD. I control that. And how I control it is by keeping my brain in ways that I know that works best for me, if that makes sense. That could be different for you. So for example, when it comes to like this coming week, it's the end of the month. We have 1 week left until the end of the month, right? So I know I have to meet with my leaders to go over January schedule with them. That is written down. I also have every single Zoom that I need to be on. And you guys, keep this simple. You don't need to be on every single Zoom. All you need to be doing is showing up for the Waymaker Zooms, and then you need to be showing up for the new 40K and above Zooms that we're going to be announcing on Wednesday. Okay. So what my point of this is I just know I need to be on that. Work with me as I get on when I can. Things that I need to be, but that's because I've established a level of accountability. Okay. And so maybe you're in a different season where you're not accountable and disciplined. You're completely opposite. Then you need to set the tone for what that looks like to get into a lifestyle change. Because I've developed that a level of, hey, I know what I need to do every single day because I have developed a lifestyle. You have to develop a lifestyle that works with you around creating your own discipline. Instead of just, if you heard my Zoom about the, or my live earlier about this, we got to stop the things that I asked today. And just to kind of go off on this really fast, we all dropped in 3 things that we need to leave behind in 2021, right? I saw a lot of the same things, and I need to talk about this really quick. The number one was procrastination and self-doubt. Okay, now let me just tie this into a different perspective for you. Okay, procrastination is just choosing to be lazy and not do the hard things. There could be circumstances, hey, like life got a little crazy that day, my kids are running crazy, or justification. It could come in all different layers. But at the end of the day, to cut it simple and dry, procrastination is laziness. It's choosing to do whatever was easier than whatever it was hard. Okay. When you're procrastinating on something, do you notice how what comes and creeps in next? Which is self-doubt, which is excuses, which is lack, which is unbelief, which is all these things. So you know how I mentioned step 1 was procrastination. It leads in to the other things within our mind because we start beating ourselves up. We start talking crap to ourselves. We start whatever it may be. It leads to the other things that we need to leave behind. So if you can start realizing the first one that you said is often the root. Okay. The first one is often the root. And if we notice what the root is, okay, so procrastination, discipline, let's just kind of get real with that. Then let's just switch that up and make that the focal point of what we're focusing on. And it takes 120 days to build a lifestyle change. Okay. I want you to commit to going every single day and doing the things that it needs to be done, whether that writing in your planner, whether that be showing in your, whatever that is for you. You know what missing piece is your missing piece. So when you come to like a leader and you're like, hey, I'm not seeing this or seeing that or seeing this, you already know what you're not doing. You just want to hear someone else tell you to get you motivated. Do you get what I'm saying? And so you have to decide that you're going to be your own motivation for the next year, because no one's coming to save you. No one's going to change your circumstances. No one's going to, like Krista doing this live and giving us clarity around the vision and clarity around the decisions. No one's going to make that happen except for you. No one's going to come in and get disciplined. You know, the thing about it is, as a leader, are you holding your team to be accountable? And you hopefully my service doesn't cut out. Let me know if it does. But I know as a leader, when I was 4K, 12K, and 40K, I actually had a micromanaging moment. And if you were part of my team, you know this. But I would message everyone, Zoom's about to start. Zoom's about to start. And at the end of the day, it worked for a season because it failed me forward to 200K. And I'm not saying you need to be a micromanager, but at the end of the day, there's certain things that I'm thankful that I did, even if it was messy as a leader. I'm so thankful for my micromanaging season because it helped me help create the people that wanted this and then didn't want it. And it also helped me learn what not to repeat as well as a leader. And so you have to be willing to be able to do things messy, but be able to do them daily. Because there's never, we can give you all the tools and the trades. Like, for example, there's lots of repetitive questions. Are you watching trainings? Because you guys, that is the bread and butter to your growth, is learning how to implement that action. You have to realize that there's nothing that will change your business or change your mind except for the word action. That is all what it comes down to. Sorry, that's Kingston. If you're not going for sealing the deal and learning how to implement and watching your resources and being your resource and changing your word choices and truly embodying the actions that it will take to get to the results that you want, the vision board, the decision boards, the clarities, the want list, those will just be all wish list. And this is why it's so key to understand. I want you to get clear on your desires list, but I also want you to get clear on the inaction that bred the lack of results. And it's not to make you feel bad about yourself. It's not to put you on, this is why we have to realize we need to stop wanting to hear only the good things. We need to stop only wanting to hear the easy things that, oh, it's okay, honey, you're in a season, you'll grow through it. Or it's okay, you're just where you, no, that's not what's going to help you change. We need to get into a level of understanding the hard things are the things that are going to help us sit with ourselves and move differently in. And if you aren't even aware of what you're not doing to move differently, awareness is the first step to change. And so we have to realize that awareness is the thing that we all have to recognize in order to get to the desires. Because in order to get to those desires, you have to embody the next level you as far as your mind. You know what I mean? Not that the results, you guys, the results happen the more you're consistently disciplined around embodying those things.
Screw Dallas.
Sorry, Nick's watching football. So if you heard that he doesn't like Dallas, but no hate. Anyways, I just want you guys to know, every single one of you, and I'll let you guys go. Every single one of you is wildly wild. Casey said, "We them boys." She's gonna fight you. Sorry. Every one of you is literally more than capable of creating the life of your life, like desires, to creating the life that you deserve, to creating the life that you developed and worked hard for, and look back like I do at these days. It's not that I'm anywhere where I want to be, but of everything that I prayed for 5 years ago is where I'm at now. Okay. And so the next level prayers of where I'm at right now are where I'm going to be in the next 5 years. So I want you to realize, I want those moments for you guys where you look back and you're like, wow, I prayed for this. Wow, I fought for this. Wow, I developed this. We all start somewhere, but it's how you keep going that matters. And you have to really realize you're a business owner. You're a business owner. And I need you guys to set that tone that in your life and in the people that you surround yourself with, in the conversations. You're not just a network marketer. You own an online social selling business. You are a business owner. Be loud and proud. Okay. So, like I said, get clear tonight. All of you guys, it's late for some of us, and some of us, get clear, because you can do all the conversations in the world, but unless there's a belief system in going and sealing the deal, or unless you do all the IP days, but there's no intention, or you can do all the planning and all the to-do lists, but if there's no action, okay, we got to get clear on the routes that it takes us to launch us to a whole different 2022. This year for me, like for our team, I feel like it was the definition of growth, but I feel like 2022 is the definition of transformation. And transformation is every single aspect of your life looks different than what you stepped into
your home decor to change. I want your relationships to change. I want your bank accounts to change. I want your conversations in your mind to change. I want your friends to change. I want the people you hang around to change. I want what you do on the weekends to change. I want your word choices to change. I want your clothes to change. I want all of it. I want you to experience every single part of you looking 100% different with how you walk into a room because you decided you were worth a fight. Oh my goodness, my dog. Sorry, we just got home. I'm very excited about my puppies. But I just want to say I love you guys and literally, yes, take your power back and choose to freaking rise. It's transformation time. Hi, Luna Bug. But I love you guys. And I want us to go in the chat. Can you grab her, baby? So I can just like get out of the car. Sorry, I sat in the car when my family went inside. I want us to just go in the chat. Okay. Once you're done. And whether if you're in a different team, I want you to do the same thing in your chat and create a movement. Okay. It takes one person to start a movement. Do you realize that's you? Do you realize that one person is you? One conversation could change the trajectory of your business. One action could change the trajectory of your next level of you. Okay. So I want you to go in the chat and I want you to write your one I am affirmation. One, not just like, oh, some easy peasy I am. I want you to write a detailed I am affirmation in the chat. Okay. And I want you, even if you need to like Google like affirmations to get some inspiration from, I don't care, but I want you to write a power statement to yourself. Okay. That's what affirmations are to me. They're not like these little things that I do because everyone else does it. They're power statements to myself. Okay. So I want you to write that power statement, take your time with it, but I want it in the chat tonight if you're on this, because I want you guys to realize that is who you are and that is meant for you. That is meant for you. There's no right or wrong. So Chris, I don't know if you had anything to end it on, boo.
I don't think so. The only other thing that I was going to say is if you need inspiration or if you need to keep it short, simple, and sweet, and you know what you want, you just need to plug in pictures, go on Canva, search vision board, plenty of them come up. Even if you just take it for inspiration or whatever, but you can sit and replace the pictures that they already have on there. That is one thing that I did. Make it your phone background, make it your computer background, but keep it sweet and short and simple and just run it. Implement the work more than you do the dreaming. It's not going to turn into goals. It's not going to turn into anything if you just sit and dream about it and don't put any action behind it. So I love you all. Happy Sunday. I hope everyone has an amazing week and I will see y'all later.